What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Anvil gameplay. Today we're going to be talking about the MAW. Is it better than it ever was? Let's head over, let's check it out. So as you can see here, this is the 3 Wishes update notes. We're going to talk about the MAW here. So LMG's kind of got an identity adjustment here, just a little bit, and this directly affects the MAW. And of course, the MAW was overperforming just a little bit. So here, LMGs are getting an identity adjustment. They are heavy and powerful weapons that take considerable effort and technique to wield. For their identity, we are exploring the idea of all LMGs possessing the accuracy behavior that the conviction has paved the way for, and will balance LMGs, both current and future, in this unique accuracy type. Additionally, we are considering that the huge firepower of this weapon also come with a slight mobility cost when compared to their smaller caliber or capacity siblings. Let us know what you think. So for the MAW, it is currently overperforming, and will receive additional adjustments over time to bring it down to manageable levels. Between the identity adjustment and the removal of an upgrade piece, we'll observe and make adjustments as data comes in. So the base weapon headshot damage was reduced from 24 down to 22. They removed the ADS movement speed upgrade from the rare, epic, and legendary upgrade paths. There was a negative 5% movement speed reduction added into the weapon, and the accuracy and or bloom behavior has been changed to fit the LMG identity. So I've been using the MAW pretty much exclusively since the update come out, except for on specific rogues like Talon and Glitch, rogues that got changed that don't have access to light machine guns. And my experience with the MAW so far has been the weapon, as far as the hip fire accuracy of the weapon is concerned, is better because of the way that the bloom mechanic works with being able to fire the weapon and it narrowing that pinpoint accuracy down. With the MAW specifically, whenever you ADS it and you try to get that pinpoint accurate shots on it, it doesn't take quite as long as you would think for it to become pinpoint accurate. So it really doesn't feel like they did a ton to the weapon, in my opinion. And I know that some people feel differently about it, but at least in my experience of using it, like I said, almost exclusively since the update came out, like, you don't have to pre-fire a corner quite as much or quite as long as you do like the conviction to be able to get that pinpoint accuracy shots on it because of the fire rate of the weapon. Now, what do I think that they should do with the weapon moving forward? I think that they should go in there and they should cause the amount of shots that are fired from the weapon to be increased before it is pinpoint accurate, and then they need to make it to where the hip fire, I don't really know what they could do with that, just to be completely honest. And maybe someone out there can let me know what they think. But like, when they loosen up the accuracy of the weapons, it's the same thing that happened with the submachine guns. They loosened up the accuracy of the submachine guns to the point where you can hip fire anybody that is in your line of sight almost, and it is still going to hit that person. It's not so inaccurate that whenever you're hip firing someone or ADSing someone that it's going to bounce around their shoulders and between some of their limbs and things like that. It's like in that perfect position to where they're overperforming to a T again. And the same thing seems to be occurring with the MAW whenever you're using it. You are able to hip fire that thing and still do tons of damage. Even though the headshot damage has been reduced of it, you're able to get in, do tons of damage, and get out of the situation. Whenever you ADS it, you're able to be almost pinpoint accurate with the weapon as you're firing it after about 3 to 5 shots, and it still feels very deadly. I think they need to go in there and they need to readjust the idea of like, how many shots does this particular weapon need to fire in order to get that accuracy? Because it seems like they copy and pasted what the conviction was doing, which works for the conviction because it has a slower fire rate, it hits harder, all this kind of stuff. They need to adjust that slightly, in my opinion. As for the hip fire, like I said, once they add this property into it, then you are going to be very successful with the hip fire. I have seen some instances where I'm getting in gunfights around specific cover type, like especially half cover, where the bullets will actually clip the half cover whenever I'm hip firing, as opposed to like being almost pinpoint accurate like they were before. But that's few and far between. I mean, there's ways to work around that if you know the weapon's limitations. So it's really not that much of a hindrance. It's just you're developing a new way to play around this particular weapon. As for the movement speed reduction, I think that they need to up the movement speed for LMGs by at least 5% more, if not more. Like, it's something that you realistically don't notice until you actually hop into the game with the MAW, swap over to a different weapon, and then start maneuvering around the map. You don't feel like you're losing anything. I even tested it out in the shooting range where I had a character have one of the light machine guns and run with the dummies that are in there running around, and like, they may be ahead of you, but they're not gaining speed the way that they should be gaining speed, in the way that, like, whenever you are running next to them, then they really aren't getting ahead of you. Like, negative 5% is not enough to make any type of impactful difference, in my opinion. So what would I suggest to? I think that they should reduce the movement speed whenever you're handling those weapons down to maybe negative 10, negative 15%. I think that they need to reduce the ADS penalty for it to compensate for that. And then I think that they need to make it require more shots fired from the MAW itself to make it pinpoint accurate whenever you are fighting at longer ranges. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. The MAW has been absolutely overperforming, in my opinion. Still, it is still very much a viable weapon. I know that there's a lot of different ideas and consensus out there as far as how that weapon is performing right now, but overwhelmingly, in a positive way, there has been more people praising the weapon and like enjoying the way that the weapon plays now versus how it played before. So that is a key sign that the MAW has successfully entered into SMG territory, to where they nerfed it into buffing it. So that's what I'm going to call it. They nerfed it into buffing it. So that's where we stand with it. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, shoot me.
That was dumb of me.
Revealed. Saints on the backside.
One's on top.
There's a couple up there.
Let's get it back.
How are they still holding?
They're on top.
Saint. I got him.
Defend it.
Behind.
In the middle right here.
In the middle of the night.
He's pre-firing me. I got the Saint down.
Dude, why can I not throw the fucking axe? Like, I aim it right at him. They're coming behind. They're coming down the staircase back here.
I got you.
Yeah, they're here.
I'm getting shot by 3 different directions. Yeah, they're coming. They're full sending.
5 reinforcements remaining.
Stress to distress. Stress to distress.
Damn, he's on the point.
One shot.
Objective lost. Get it back.
I'm dead.
Objective acquired.
I'm dead. They're fucking keep spawning in my area, dude. I guess because I'm trying to
shit.
something.
On the steps.
They're out of reinforcements. Finish the job.
Ah, he's one shot.
Nice work, team. Checks in the mail.
Get what you pay for.
The lag hasn't been as bad tonight. Thank God.
Not as bad, but it still hit a couple times.
Yeah.
You know, it always hits right in the middle of a fucking gunfight.
Mm-hmm. Never ever